What up?
Happy Wednesday. Wednesday. I had to think about that.
Happy hump day. I
I will be
heard some
doing none
music.
of that
What
today.
happened there?
So
Noted. Noted. Okay. That's how we're starting off, folks. Okay.
why
Sounds
not?
good. Sounds good. How was your guys' day?
it was a day. It was my one day off of the week. So
1 out of 7?
1 out of 7.
Okay, girl. Grinding. I hear that.
Right? I was
I've
literally
been
doing what
there.
you're
I've been there.
right. I
I feel
literally did what you should do in 2 days in one day, and I'm not done. So
I feel that. It has been a crazy week so far. Last week I had 1 day out of 7. So, keep pushing, keep pushing,
hmm
keep
I like
grinding. But balance,
always.
remember balance is key. You gotta rest too. So
I don't know when I'll
try to
find that, but yeah, that's gonna happen eventually.
try to make that happen when you can. What
Yeah.
about you, Tim? How's your week going? How's things going
It's
with
been a
you?
good week. Busy
Yeah.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, busy. I was Red Deer yesterday for work and Sylvan Lake. Not bad though.
Nice.
You know what I mean? When you get to drive on a nice day and then do a few hours of work.
True that. I hear
Yeah,
hmm
that.
I don't mind. I don't mind at all, to be honest.
Yeah, the weather's definitely been helping, getting out of work. Although it's been like long days, you get out of work and the sun's shining and you're like, okay, it helps. At least it's not like -30 and cold and dark. So it definitely helps. By the time I step foot out the doors, I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
helps. Any plans for the weekend?
Plans for the weekend.
I got my show on Friday.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Oh yeah, yes, yes, yes. Saw your post
Right after
earlier.
practice. That's where we're going.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just
We might be a little late, but we'll be
I've
there.
just been told. So
It's gonna be
We
a
might
good
be
time.
we might be a little late, but we'll be there.
I've
I
just been
appreciate that.
told. Yeah. Okay. I guess we're
I'm like, I
coming
don't know
out
where
to
Kiki
support.
Kiki can Uber home. I will be there.
Well, we're coming to support. Um,
Where's the show? Let people
weekend.
know, Kim.
Oh, sorry. Yo, it's Soho downtown, 114th and Jasper Ave. Starts at 9:30. It's
9:30.
9:30. It's
Is
gonna
there
be
like is there like an opener, or is it just you
dope.
from
I'm
9:30?
doing I'm doing 3 sets starting at 9:30.
Wow. Okay, Mr.
Yeah,
Noel.
I got a sick band. But a lot of people know Enoch. Enoch's gonna be on the guitar. Um, he plays for Mela Freak, and he played and sang for Five Artists with Love. Rewo's gonna be joining in on a few tracks. Bernard Kilala is gonna be on for a few tracks.
Okay.
Jamie Cooper's on the drums. He's one of the best drummers in the city. And this cat from Vancouver, his name is Paul Steffies. He's on the bass. Yo, is this guy is just he's really nice on the bass. He's like really nice on the bass. So yeah. And then I got Fred Burner on the sax. He's
Ooh, tenor or
Fred
alto?
Burner. He plays for Men of Motown as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think
And
it's alto.
hmm?
Is it
He
alto
plays
sax
alto
or
sax,
tenor
right?
sax?
He plays tenor sax.
Tenor. Okay.
Tenor sax. He plays. I'm sure he plays all sorts.
Yeah, like
He's
I think I heard him play an alto sax before.
mm,
I don't think I've seen him play a tenor sax.
yeah. He is dope. He really is. So I'm really looking forward to it. We're having our rehearsal tomorrow,
Nice. Hope it goes well.
and yeah, I'm
You're excited. I can
I
tell.
am.
That's
You guys don't
that's
know,
awesome.
man. Like everybody, like so many people have an idea of what I'm like, but like don't really push myself, and I'm not on this big grind of making opportunities for myself. Like I kind of view music sometimes as like this as a hobby,
Mhm.
and I've been trying to get it's my passion. Do you know what I mean?
hmm
I totally get
And
that.
I
Yeah.
feel like I'm super late, but it's almost like this better late than never thing. And you know, and even with this, I was asked to do it. Like the jam on the Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
The one of the owners was there, and I sang this Frankie Valli song. Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. That song, right? Lauryn Hill ended up doing a remix for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But anyways, he heard me singing that, and this guy just lost his mind. He lost his mind. And then there's one of the other owners was like, "It's my birthday. Come and can you sing? Do a show. Can you put it together a show?" And normally I'd be like, "No," but this time I was like, "Yeah."
You're like,
So
wow.
just put a band together, and boom, we're just doing the show. And I'm really hyped for it. There's a
One
lot
of
of
many.
opportunities have been coming my way, and it's nice, you know.
That's
So I'm
good.
really excited for this show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And
That's
how long have I been behind you to pursue
no.
this?
You have.
Okay.
You
I'm happy
definitely
you're
have.
doing it. Like when you sent that to me, I was like, thank the Lord.
You know, I realized something. Like I'm always a part of a lot of other people's vision. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, yo, they want a singer, they want somebody who does a certain thing. Yo, they call Tim. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But we got like a lot of us, like when you have a certain one, you got to recognize your skill level at something.
Yeah.
And then another thing you got to recognize is how many people want to hear you. Because
Mhm.
a lot of times in our minds, all we're thinking about is the negative voices that we've heard over the years, instead of like the positive outweighs like everything, right?
Mhm.
And you know, in my advanced years, like I'm finally like having some of the confidence that it takes to go out and do certain things. So, you know, it feels good. It feels good. And that's why I always, when I see these younger cats that are doing things, I'm like, yo, you don't know. Like like keep on going. Don't let anything discourage you.
Yeah.
Don't let the lack of, because a lot of times it's the lack of support of the people that are the closest to you that discourages you the most. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? In anything that you're doing. So, you know, like when I'm on, I try to put people on. I love
Mhm.
to see people like, you know what I mean? I'll go to a lot of folk that, you know, may not necessarily sing a lot or whatever. Like this time I'm bringing in like some of the heavy hitters. But a lot of my other shows, like people that ain't singing, I'm like, yo, you want to come sing with me? You want to sing backup with me? You want to do a
Yeah.
feature on a song? Because, you know, sometimes you don't have people looking out for you like that and believing in you like that when you're coming up.
Yeah.
So, you know, you try to be that inspiration to other people that you never really had. Because you probably used to this too, Danny. Like, well, maybe not, because when it comes to
I'm
Pan,
like, no.
no,
People don't look at Pan like they look at like singers and dancers and DJs.
which is true. But when
Yeah.
you think of Pan, you think of Danny.
You think of what?
When you think of Pan, you think of Danny.
I guess. Yeah.
Or at least they're thinking of Trincan, and when they're thinking of Trincan, they're thinking of Danny.
Yeah.
That's something. So,
Yeah.
You know, when you're kind of going out there and you're trying to carve your way, and you know, it's so funny. Like because so many people would think like, you know, they would think that like they see what you can do and they think you're brimming with confidence all the time. And it's like, no, that's not how it goes.
That's not how it goes at all.
No, that's not how
No.
it goes. You know how many times I've heard like, you know, especially you know, I didn't say anything, I want to blow his head up. And it's like sitting there like you blow his head up all you want, but like what you are up here and what you think up here is actually the limitation. You know,
Yeah.
again, when it comes to being on somebody else's show, yeah, sure, cool. When it comes to being like, yo, this is my show, this is my thing. This is, there's all those things that are like, I don't know if I'm going to do that. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I'm like 600 years old, but I'm finally being like, nah, man, nah, it's too much.
You did it.
Like,
yeah.
Nah.
There you go.
But it's, now, the first time was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here talking about this. We didn't even plan to talk about this. But 2016, Darren Jordan took me to see, like it was a date. He gave me a ticket for the jazz festival. They brought in Gregory Porter. And Gregory Porter is this amazing jazz singer, baritone.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was on there, and here's this huge guy, he's about 6'3", big build guy, used to play football. He won his first Grammy in his 40s. Wow. And his first album, when he first started taking singing seriously, he was in his late 30s. And he started talking about how he had like some skin issue in his hair in his head. So if you notice, he wears that kind of balaclava thing around his head.
Yeah. And
so he was doing that while his skin was super bad. And I'll never forget how much that meant when I was listening to this guy singing at the Windspear, Grammy winner now, brought to Edmonton. You probably didn't even know where the place was.
Mm-hmm.
And paid probably a ton of money, And I just remember, and that was the first time I was like, I'm going to do my own show. And I ended up, it was 2016 in the summer. And then in like November, December, I put on my own show at On the Rocks. Right. But here's the key. I almost invited nobody. I almost invited nobody. But anyways, I have to go on too much. But I'm super excited. I'm super excited about.
We can tell. So everyone that's watching.
Friday.
This Friday, 9:30.
It's a $5 cover.
Come support your boy.
It's a $5 cover. Come through. You're gonna see some of the dopest musicians in Edmonton. Like that is not hyperbole. That's not an exaggeration. You can see some of the dopest musicians in Edmonton. And we're singing funk, we're singing Motown, we're singing some top 40. We're singing some disco, a lot of oldies, stuff that I like. Do you know what I mean? So
variety.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, so now you just kind of love about 5 minutes of me telling you about this, but now we can move on. But thank you.
All right.
That's okay. It was a much needed plug.
It was.
Soho, June 3rd.
Friday night, 9:30 p.m. $5 cover. There we go.
Yep. Cannot wait. So we will officially start Let's Be Real YEG with your host, myself, Danny, your co-host, Kiki, and Mr. Noel. On the show, we talk about the arts, businesses, relationships, which seems to be a hot topic, and current events as well. So throughout the show, we want you, the viewers, to ask questions, even post comments. The show is about you, about us. Let's get ready to be real. Season finale. Confessions.
Guys, we made it. We made it.
We made it. We did it. So excited. Also sad at the same time, but it's summertime, so this is our busy season.
It is. It is.
Oh my goodness. So, do you want to talk about confessions first, or do you want to talk about? I don't know. Tim mentioned some stuff earlier, so which way do we want to go?
So many options.
Sorry?
No, I said so many.
Options. Okay, you know what?
I feel like
how many people are watching right now? Because I think for the talk that I want to have, I'm thinking we kind of need.
You want to have.
We need the troublemakers like Greg. I don't know if Greg is on.
Tim, share on your Facebook page if you can.
Hold on.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think I can from here right now, but let
me see if I can share it.
I just thought of that.
Everyone that's watching, share it.
Right, it's shared. But yeah, we want like I share it's on my story and all that, so we but folk.
True
Folk
that.
take
Plus,
a
it's
minute.
nice
But
out,
yeah,
who knows what people are up to.
gosh.
Well, we can talk about the Oilers game last night
Speaking of
until we
confessions,
get more people.
Yes,
yo, did you
should
you
mention
guys
it.
watch the game?
I
watched
didn't get
the last-
to watch the game.
I watched the last period.
I was at a graduation, but we were like checking the score the whole time, and I'm like reading tweets, so getting like updates of what's happening.
Yo, the Avalanche are nice. Like they're nice. They played a really disciplined brand of hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nathan McKinnon, what's their defenseman's name? This something Mekar. Like
he used to play for the Oilers.
No. Andrew Cogliano used to play for the Oilers.
I swear Kari played for the Oilers for like half a season and then he got traded.
Hold on.
Nope, we'll find out.
Cale Makar. Yo, that guy never played for us. Hold on, let me find out. Hold on a minute. That kid's only 5'11", murdering people like that?
That's funny.
Hold on. Professional.
Small act.
I could be wrong, but I swear I thought
it. They say small act, cut down big tree.
He was signed to a 3-level deal. Yeah, no. He's been with them from time.
For a while? Okay.
Yeah. But he's from Calgary.
Maybe that's what.
That could be it. Like he's from Calgary. Like, yo, this guy's nice. He has the speed of Connor McDavid.
Yep.
We don't have a defenseman that could do what he does. Now, wait. Darnell Nurse is fast. Darnell Nurse is fast, but Darnell Nurse is injured right now.
He's not. Well, Nurse.
He is injured.
He's also hasn't been as consistent lately.
Yeah.
Consistency, yes. Yeah. But he is, to top it off, he is injured. But this is my point. Before they pulled the goalie, it was a 7-6 game.
Right, yes.
We had to pull our goalie.
At one point, they were down like 5.
Listen, our guys can score. Guys can score. But our biggest weakness still, even though if you look at the stats, Mike Smith is playing well.
He is.
But he's playing well in spite of. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right.
Like, he's playing well in spite of. Like, he'll have these terrible periods. Same thing happened in the first game in Calgary.
Yep.
It's terrible. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know.
Was it? Someone said that game 1 is not their game.
It's not, because for the past 2
but you
series,
can't,
they lost the first game, then they lost the second one, and then they pick up momentum,
Now, that's cool, and that may be true, but, when you're talking about the playoffs, you can't have that. Nathan McKinnon, he's no Connor McDavid, but he's nice. Do you know what I mean? Nazem Kadri, who used to play in Toronto, he's not Leon Draisaitl, but he's nice. And their coach has them playing together and well. Like, offensively, the Oilers are incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
They would have scored. This is what I said after the game in Calgary, when they gave up 9 goals.
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying, we scored 6 goals on these guys. We're not going to give 8 goals and 9 goals every night. We just won't.
Right.
But they scored 6 goals on them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I find that game doesn't say as much as we would like it to say.
Mm-hmm.
And we do know that Smith has that bounce back, but it's like, I don't like who this ain't
He does bounce back
professional
real
wrestling.
fast.
That term is called in professional wrestling, there's a term called working from underneath. If you notice,
Right.
like if you watch a Hulk Hogan match and he's up against a bad guy, he always starts getting pummeled. He'll do really great at the beginning and he starts getting pummeled and pummeled and pummeled. And it's always about the heroic comeback.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But you see, like in the playoffs, you need to like have your foot on the gas,
They're
step
just
on their
following
neck,
trend
and not stop.
They
I
don't
hear
understand
that.
that.
You can't be this Casey at the bat. You remember Casey at the bat? Come on, you guys got to remember Casey at the bat.
I remember that. I'm surprised you brought that name up.
Casey at the bat. Yo, this guy was so confident. He doesn't swing at the first two
Nope.
pitches because he's like, I'm gonna just crush this third one, and then misses. And
Yeah.
the whole place is like, yo, the Oilers have to learn. Don't tell me about we gotta win that game.
Yeah.
Don't always want to work from underneath. It's
No,
just
I agree. I agree.
no, man. But anyway, I'm interested to see. I think that goalie is not a great. He's not like a Vezina candidate.
Who, Smith?
Markstrom
Oh,
for Calgary was a Vezina candidate for this year for how well he played, and the Oilers peppered that guy.
Right.
So I'm saying
They
You
gotta,
gotta,
check.
like,
They just gotta clean up. their
use a
defense.
biblical term, gird up your loins,
mhm.
and and play hard from the jump. The defensemen have to play.
Right.
Now I pray they don't. Koskinen played well. Like when they swapped him, he played very, very well.
Mhm.
But we don't want to be relying on Koskinen.
Exactly.
Mhm.
The defensemen, and a lot of them, like Jesse Puljujärvi, he goofed up, and that's what it led to that led to that first goal. The Oilers scored first.
Yeah.
I was feeling so sweet. And then what is it? A minute and 9 seconds later, they scored. So anyway,
Yeah. What did you think of that? I think it was a call when Avalanche scored.
yo, listen,
What do you think of that call?
that call.
The whole offside debate.
Offside, yeah.
You know what? I don't know if the NHL was. That's a controversial call
Very.
because he was in control of the puck. Like
He was, but the
he
puck
in
was not
control
on
of
his stick.
That should be offside. They used the technicality
Yeah.
to keep that. Do you know what I'm saying? They use the technicality.
Yeah.
Now, I watched a video the day before talking about is the NHL rigging games for the Oilers or rigging games for Connor McDavid, and I'm like, maybe that was their what's the term? Their rebuttal to that argument.
Mm,
So, oh no, we're gonna screw them.
right.
So the NHL is, because he's right now the face of the league. But
Oh, yeah.
I don't. Connor McDavid's the face of the league, but at the same time, the NHL would rather American teams
Yeah.
be in the finals because they already have Canada. Canada will be watching those games with no American teams.
Yeah.
Canada's a hockey country.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Oilers haven't won the cup in 30 years. That's fine.
Hasn't
Oiler
been long,
fans
yeah.
are still rabid. 32 years.
Games are
Oiler
still
fans
selling
are
out.
still rabid.
Yeah.
Games are still selling out.
Them
So
being like the only Canadian team left, and because Connor McDavid also is the face of the NHL.
But Canadians want to see good hockey. The Oilers are, if the Oilers are eliminated, people will still
Still be
watching
watching.
Watch.
Stanley Cup
Yeah,
final.
no,
Yeah.
I totally understand that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it'd be nice to see them.
But
go all
yeah,
the way
it's
with all the different things that's
like, do you know how much, if you have a job in serving right now in a restaurant that has a TV, like a friend of mine told me last week, she's loving it. She's like, last week Wednesday she said she made $300, and then the Friday she made $200 in tips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, geez,
If you go to the higher end restaurants, I have a friend that works there. She said she made almost $1,000.
yeah, and that was like a piece of restaurant, like that wasn't like a proper, that wasn't a sports bar.
Yeah.
That wasn't what's the place? Is it 24 or there's a wings place? I don't remember which one it is, but it's one of them sports bars. Like even Canadian, if you're working at Canadian Brewhouse, you're probably making $500 in tips every game night.
Yeah.
That the Oilers are in there.
Yeah.
It's great for business.
Yeah.
You know,
Even
especially
like
the restaurants that are around the arena.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And like
what?
sports stores too, like Sport Check.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everyone and their dogs coming in for Oilers apparel. They're looking for hats. They're looking for flags. They want shoes. They want socks. They want jerseys.
Trust me.
So just all around it's good for the city.
But I really
NHL must be loving that.
hope they pull it together. Mike Smith I know he's going to bounce back because that's what he does.
Yeah.
I would rather he just own it. I'd rather that, but I read an article. He's like the most intriguing player left, like in the, like just the way that he plays. Like he can go and lay an egg one night and then be stellar the next.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's good for high blood pressure. That's what that's good for. Like I was talking to someone and then they're like, yo, I can't do this. They're like, I can't do this anymore. This isn't good for me. Like they're like, I didn't sleep. I was like, yo, like
That's funny.
It ain't that serious.
And here's a friend
For
from
some people it
Jamaica.
is.
Like a friend from Jamaica, like been here for maybe like 15 years.
Right.
You know? And it like ever since they saw the 2006 Stanley Cup run, they've been a Oilers freak ever since.
Wow.
Like I always say, like, yo, you should have a podcast. Like, imagine hearing a person with a thick Jamaican accent
Talking about hockey.
talking about hockey. It'd be brilliant.
That's funny.
You know, my girl, like, she calls her mom. Listen, D call her mom up, and like she was hanging with me, but she's like, "Yo, the game's on. Turn it on." Her mom's been here for like 3 weeks from St. Vincent, and she's watching hockey.
That's hilarious.
Well, it's
our culture here, you know.
But what's funny about it is like hockey is a really dope sport, but the NHL is a crappy league, if that makes any sense. It's not a good league. They don't really they stay true to the hockey roots of yesteryear instead of like what fans would want and growing the game would want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like the NBA is like basketball itself is a great sport. But they're an even better league. They're so good at promoting their stars.
Yeah.
They're so good at protecting their stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How many times you see people take a run at Connor McDavid? He is literally the best player in the last 20 years. And a guy can take a run at him and that other team isn't afraid of getting a penalty. Whereas like you would even breathe at Michael Jordan, whistle. He's the face of the league. And everybody knew Wayne at the time, even Wayne Gretzky, they called it the Wayne Gretzky rule. Like people knew you can't run that guy.
Yeah.
And again, back in those days, they had Marty McSorley, and the game was a little bit different. Like Marty McSorley was skating on his ankles, but he would go and kick the living crap out of you, and that was a part of the game. I haven't seen one fight. I was telling that to D. I'm like, if you saw it back in the day, because George Laraque was on the radio today.
Yeah,
George
that was his job, though.
George Laraque, this man Like, he barely scored. He had the potential to be that, but they used him as an enforcer. There are no enforcers anymore.
No.
You run at Bill Guerin or one of those guys from back in the day. You touch Curtis Joseph back in '98, and that guy would have caved your face in, and that's just a part of the game. But ever since the whole concussion thing and all that stuff, guys don't play, the NHL doesn't play like that anymore. But the league itself needs to be protecting their stars. Look at Sidney Crosby. He almost had to retire because of concussions, because people would run him. He was the best player in the league. The NHL's a shitty league. They don't know how to take care of their own brand. They want to just take care of hockey for the purists. But that's not how you grow the game. You know what I mean? Look at, we didn't find out about Michael Jordan's dirt till he was long retired. Because the NHL made sure, we're keeping his image like this because that's what grows our league. Yeah. NHL, no. And that's not the NHL.
Yeah. I don't care.
Anyways, sorry.
No, it's all good.
I'm gonna have to go live. I'm gonna have to go live this one time. Like, just
I've been telling you to do that sometimes, Tim.
Sports and yeah, because I have a friend that we were supposed to do that together, but then his wife is now in politics. It's like, I can't go talking about
he can't do that. He can't do that.
Nope.
I mean, he can, but he can't be on camera, and you have to change his voice.
Trust me. You're wearing a mask, a belt on.
It's not worth it.
Anywho.
All right, we're at our halfway mark.
Update.
Right. So we're at our halfway mark. I think we should just get into it.
Right. So, do you want to go into confessions, or do you want to go into what we were talking about earlier?
Let's go into what we were talking about earlier, and then we'll end with our confession, and then just cut it.
Oh, okay.
But I'll tell you this: I haven't even thought about a confession yet. I'm gonna tell you that from now.
Well,
I've been thinking
I'm giving you time to think about it
all day, and I didn't find nothing. So hey, we'll see.
Yeah, nothing you want to tell. I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat.
We'll see where we're at the end of the show, though.
All right.
Right now, this is for what? We'll just let you guys go. So here, here's a hypothetical.
Okay.
You're a girl, right?
Obviously. Yeah. I sure hope so. Last I checked.
Now, you meet a dude, and the dude tells you how he is currently living, or how he was living like a little while ago. Like how, you know what I mean? He tells you like this guy was in the streets, but he's interested in you, right?
Okay.
Do you look at him? Like, do you automatically do you judge him by what he told you, or do you judge him by the relationship, how he treats you? Like, you guys are just friends or whatever. Are you gonna look at him based on his past? Like, are you gonna let's say if one of your girls comes to you and says, "Yo, that guy there, that guy." He's
been around the block a few times and then some.
Yeah, so what do you? So there's multiple questions here. Like, how do you feel about?
There's levels to this.
How do you feel about where he's at? Based on what he told you. He's still on the street.
Good evening, Mama June.
Is that a question?
What if he is still on the street?
No. Okay, save that for later. Let's focus on the first.
So he
was on the street.
So he has told you, this is how I'm living or how I was living, but he's interested in you. Are you gonna be like, not a chance because you living like that, or are you gonna be like, okay, like, what would you do?
I feel like it's a perspective thing. And I'm always going to take kind of more of that psychological route because if you know what you may consider to be on the street, I may not consider. Like you're talking like body count, like you're talking like they treated people shitty or crappy, like what are the components of being on the street? Like it could just be he's a single dude who was out there who, you know, was just dating different people or sleeping with different people. Does that necessarily mean that he won't be good in a relationship to someone that he finds, you know, that he's like, okay, I'm
That
ready to
is
be
the
committed to
question.
this. Yeah, so
That
that's
is
what
the
I'm saying. And
question.
because I'm like, there's so many levels to this, you know,
Yeah.
like if someone's, they don't even have to be young, but if they're out there and they're single and they're like, you know what, I want to get experience, I want to meet different types of people, you know, interact with different individuals and see what it is that I like before I decide to, you know,
Settle down.
yeah, settle down. On the flip side, there's a lot of women out there, you know, if they get involved with a guy who doesn't have enough experience. So that's what I mean, because I've heard that angle as
He's
well.
automatically a lame.
Right. They're like, oh, you know, you've only dated 2 women. I don't know. You got to go out there and like, you got to get more experience. Like
Yo,
people automatically assume,
for real?
oh,
Like,
he's not going to be good in bed because he's only slept with 1 person or he's only slept with 2 people. Like minimum on that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like,
Mhm.
I feel like it's definitely a perspective thing, but like, yeah, like if you're out on the streets, like it could just be you're just living your best single life, but you're doing it in the most respectful way possible.
You
Or you
hope.
could just be really out there dogging people emotionally, mentally, physically, you know. Sounds like teachable moments, Tanya said. There you are.
For
Yo,
me, the
Kiki.
fact that you told me how you were before, you're kind of gaining respect. Because for me to find out from
I like that. From the jump, they
the
just
jump,
come
you're
to you and
telling,
say,
because
hey,
I'm that
this is
same
how
way.
it
I will
is.
tell you
You might hear a
how I
couple
am from the
things.
jump. If you don't like it, no love lost.
I like that. I actually like that
That
comment.
makes sense to me as a dude.
Right.
Like, because that's what, like, for me, I'm that dude where it's like, I don't want you to hear nothing that I didn't tell you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want, like, so what I do is I'll be like, yo, this is me.
Mhm.
But you see now, I get it where there's some girls that feel like if you were like, you know, the people like once a cheater, always a cheater. Some people say that.
Right.
Or once you know, if you out there slighting the world, how are you gonna stop? Like that's just
Right.
Mhm.
now. I wanted to make a list. Like there's I think that there's certain key things that you should be looking for, especially as a woman. This is from a male perspective.
Okay.
Like a guy, if a guy has like has a past or whatever,
Mhm.
cool. He'll like first. Most guys aren't gonna say. You know what I mean? Like they're just not gonna say because they're gonna think that the girl's gonna judge them.
Yeah.
Like I'm very naive in some ways where I'm like, if I tell her, she'll see that like I don't have anything to hide from you, or
At least that's the way you want them to
don't
see
want
it.
to hide from you.
Right.
But like I've seen it where what happens is they end up sitting there just they'll judge you based on, oh my God, you were like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of spawns from just previous experiences or what they know or what they've heard, you know, about men.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I find like, yo, if you tell somebody straight up who you are,
yeah,
like,
and that comes to the quote saying that's a them problem, not a you problem. You told them from the jump. If they're not comfortable with that, there's the door.
Well, yeah,
like,
and
I'm
then
not holding you.
Hey, then this isn't gonna be the right matchup. Then you know
exactly.
I'm a dude where I'm gonna tell you things that you literally never know. You never know. How would you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like you would literally never know. But I'm just like, yo, this is where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was before. Like for me, like I was married, I cheated, I had a baby. Like that is like one of the lowest parts of my life.
Yeah.
In regards to, because in the time you don't necessarily, sometimes when things get exposed, you get the opportunity to see yourself for where you are, and it's and then you get to see, like, it's not necessarily even what you did to that person, even though that does matter. It's more about like what was I thinking about me? Like, how much did I care about me? Because for me, it's always the deception. Like, deception isn't cool. Do you know what I'm saying? Deception is the part where it's like, how can you build anything if there's deception there? Mm-hmm. And then it goes to, like, I remember having the debate with the girl about, because it's so funny. A lot of women, they want full disclosure from a guy for them to feel comfortable.
But they can't do the same. They cannot.
Because like, it's like no offense, but it's kind of like cat and mouse. Like, you want to teach a mouse to be afraid of a cat. And I find that a lot of women have a thing about, and there's a fear about what guys can do and what they can.
Yep.
So they just know, but guys don't have that fear of women from the jump. We don't kind of, we're not really thinking, oh, this girl gonna mess me up, she's gonna screw me over. That said, you're seeing a lot more of that now.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're seeing a lot more of this now, where guys are all like
ruthless nowadays.
There's all this trepidation and all this fear about the girl's gonna this, and the girl's like, that's just me. You know what I mean? Right. So you want to do all, like, at least for me, you want to let her know, like, you're safe here. Like, I was situated with this one girl that, like, this is a few years ago, where, we've known each other for a long, long time. But now I'm not Mr. Church Boy anymore. I'm out just doing my thing. And I'm like, after I got separated, I was like, I'm done with relationships and I'm going to do my thing. Like, I'm fully doing my thing. And then I got to a place where it's like, like, I'm a relationship guy. Like, I like being and, like, having a person.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Tanya.
So,
She said, because historically, the men enacted more hurt on women versus the other way around. Men bounce and hide the hurt.
Definitely. Like, I would, definitely. And it's been the man's world. You know what I'm saying? Men held the resources, men held all these different things. And so the women a lot of times were in situations where they just kind of had to put up, because they wanted to eat, like, because they wanted a place for their children. Like, you know what I mean? Imagine the Bible written over, or the Bible, the historical events of the Bible being 2,000 years, and Jesus wasn't talking about the women leaving. It's the way he's talking to the men wanted to give their wives a bill of divorcement. There's no family court. There's no nothing. This guy wanted to divorce a woman, just send her off. When Abraham sent his baby mama, he sent her into the wilderness with his son. And it took an angel from God to come down and be like, yo, I'm gonna take care of you. So I totally, like, I get that. I get the natural trepidation where it comes to men. But here's the thing. With what we know now, men would do well to want to know the history of his girl. Do you know what I mean? Has she been, she wants to know everything about you. But it's just like, yo, did someone touch you funny when you were young?
Yeah.
How do you ask her that question?
Right.
She's ever going to tell you.
Right.
And you won't know unless you really know some stuff about women. You won't know.
Yeah.
Because she, you know what I mean? When is she going to tell you? And those are things that can affect your relationship. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much work. Because everyone talks about what the work that men have to do. But, like, I know, maybe because I ask, but I know, it's like, I know more men that have went and sat down and done counseling than the girls, than women that I know that have sat down and went and got counseling. Tons of dudes. And a lot of the time it's at the prompting of their women. You need to go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
But, like, what about you?
Projecting.
Exactly.
But but it's also that it's easier to tell a man he's effed up, because a lot of times we do F up and we get caught.
Right.
Right? But anyways, so I'm in a situation. I tell the person, and I find out that like I was interested in the person, and then I find out like, yo, but like you were in the streets, like what the? And I'm sitting there like, I'm here telling you, and you were judging me about it.
Yeah.
But I will say this: if you've been with a guy that was in the streets, or a guy, whatever his past was, has he grown from that? And has he articulated how and what lessons he learned from that? Or what's his take on the streets? What we call the streets. Like for me personally, if a guy's single, like if a guy is single, do you know what I mean? Like, he should be able, if he's trying to be in a relationship, he should be able to differentiate, I'm kind of doing my thing versus I'm in a relationship.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to get really deep, what does the street say about us? But I'll be the first to tell you, I think the street says says different things if it's a guy than if it's a girl.
100%. 100%.
Greg said, why live in the past at the expense of the moment?
Because the past tells us a lot about the moment.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, here's one of the things about monogamy, right? When you meet a great girl, or you're about to lose one, who's been in a situation where they've been cheated on? That guy promises you, girl, I'm gonna never do it again. Like, you do what I want. I didn't love her. I love you, right? Right?
Yep.
But I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose you.
Right.
I want you. But have you counted the cost of monogamy as a man? Like, as much people want to say that it's easy and people want to say that it's the same, it's not. In most cases. You know what I'm saying? I always say it like this. My balls produce 1,500 sperm a second. She produces an egg a month. Maybe 2 for some of y'all. Like,
what was I look for?
You got identical twins. But no, that's the same egg, right?
It's the same egg.
It's the same egg, and then
Yeah.
Like, there's biology to it. So you have to, I feel like for it to really work, the guy has to really understand what he's doing. And it also helps when your girl understands what you're doing.
Right.
The girl, she understands, right? But in regards to being, I think that when somebody's honest, that should be points. Because the woman has to tell you anything. Imagine you're being super honest and vulnerable, and they use that exact thing to disqualify you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of crappy, but that's fully their right.
It is their right.
It's fully their right.
Put it all on the table and then.
But I'm like, what just happened here? Yeah, sorry.
Greg said, I have mad respect for those poly and swingers lifestyle folk, as at least they are honest with themselves.
You listen, me and you both, Greg.
Yeah.
Me and you both. Like, and unfortunately, and I've said this before, I'm sure I've said this before on this show, that them poly folks, the poly relationships usually have more honesty in them than monogamous relationships.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work without it. But monogamous relationships need to be at that kind of level. It needs to be at that kind of level.
It has to start off that way.
It has to.
It has to.
But mainly because, especially in our community, where people love to chat. Yo, listen, I am not letting you hear nothing.
But here's the thing: if someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I saw your girl doing this and this and this," are you gonna go back to your girl and just be like, "Hey, I had a conversation with someone, and they said they saw you doing this and this and this." Are you gonna believe the person that told you, or are you gonna believe your girl?
I'm going to talk to my girl,
And
or I'm gonna be. It depends. It actually depends.
It depends. Okay. Yeah, I feel that. It depends, because if they're telling you something, but you know something behind the scenes, it may look some way to somebody, but if you know a certain thing, when you get the information, you might be able to just be like, okay,
like, yo, my thing is, did you say something, girl, when you saw her doing that thing? You say something?
Exactly.
Or you just sat there and just watched it?
And watched. Thank you.
And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if they know you know me and they're doing that thing in front of me, in front of you, why are they so comfortable to do that thing in front of you?
Exactly.
Why would I care what
some people do, though?
They do.
But it depends. If the thing that's being said is uncharacteristic, you know,
right?
I'd likely go back and be like, yo, what's up with this? But I'm that dude. Like, you're not catching me going through my girl's phone. You're like, if you gonna cheat on me, you're gonna have the easiest time, because I just don't think like that. I have fully heard someone came back to me. He's like, yo, that girl horned me. Really? Oh.
Yeah.
And then you kind of look at her like, oh, maybe she did.
Right.
But, the thing mash up. So, like, what am I going to do about it now?
Exactly.
But I'm not that dude. I'm not that dude to, I'm sorry. I care about how you treat me. We will mash up if you don't treat me good. Yeah. If you don't treat me good, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty open about what I like. I'm pretty open about,
Yeah.
I've learned to be direct over the years.
Okay.
And that's a whole nother 2 hours being direct and women. And, oh Jesus God. But yeah, if it's not going to be that, because I'm not going to think that. The way that women have been presented to me, and the way that she presents to me, and how she treats me, like, if she treat me good, I would never know. If she's treating me crappy, it might as well be that she's cheating. Because, like,
but then does it hurt more? Like, if the person is treating you well, and then they are, going behind your back because you're like, wow, this person's treating me amazingly. I think I'm doing the same thing. I'm reciprocating. And then you find out.
I've never, other than speculation, I've never been like found out that, they were horning me. Like, I've never confirmed I've been horned.
Right.
I've heard that I was horned. And when I put two and two together, I was like, oh, maybe.
Right.
But then it was just like, if I was happy at the time with them, then it's just like, they're a good team then. Because I was happy at the time, so I didn't know. I was looking at it as like a good team. But when I look like, let me see your phone. You're not allowed to go here. You're not allowed to talk to him.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to talk to your exes. What the hell? Nah, I'm not going to get in all that. I'm not going to get in all that. You know what I mean? Like, you want somebody to feel like love should be freeing. It should be freeing. Like, you should be free to be who you are, and free to live your life and do things the way that you deem fit. And if I'm going to be with you, then I'm going to trust you. I might look like an idiot for trusting you, but that's it. Me trusting you says more good things about me than it does if I was being all skeptical. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? And girls are good. Girls are good. Like, they're good. And if I did get horned, I look at it like, that's my karma, because I've done the horning. I have. You know, sometimes there's some things I look at in my life and yo, that's my karma.
Right.
That pain I felt, that was my karma. Because there's
Right.
things that I knew that I shouldn't have done. And what am I gonna do and go, yo, scream at the sky when I know what it's like to be that, when I know what it's like to be that guy. I still think it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit different. And you know how guys react when they get horned. Like, I don't know what I would have done if I was in something. Imagine coming home and some, oh God, help me, Jesus.
Oh my
Like, you
God.
know, like, will I investigate? Nope. But, my thing would be like, yo, keep my girl's name out your mouth. I'd be like, pull a will. Yo, you don't ever come talk to me about my girl again. But then you go home and like, babe,
Oh my God.
But anyways, I think that authenticity and transparency, especially in Black love,
Yeah.
where we have a lot of issues. We do.
Mhm.
It matters. Listen, my girl. Listen, like people came and spoke really negatively to her about me. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? But
People need to
like,
drink
there's
some water and
nothing
mind
that
their
there's
business.
nothing. I saw her. I was interested in her, and like I was like, yo, this is me.
Right.
And ain't nothing that anybody said to her that I didn't tell her. And one
Right.
thing is, at least for me, I don't know about everybody else, is like, yo, if I'm single and I'm doing my thing, I'm doing my thing.
Mhm.
If I'm in a relationship, I have the maturity to be like, okay, yo, this is but the difference is I'm not after pussy.
Right.
You know what? I'm not chasing it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like, to be honest, like, I don't chase it.
Mhm.
And to put the, how do you say this without sounding like an asshole?
Just say it. Be real.
It's
Let's
like,
be real.
when I'm single, it comes to me. Do you know
Right.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Like when it's like the no strings attached and all that stuff, it comes to me. I'm not coming with no Fresh Prince lines and all that kind of stuff. I'm not doing that.
Tim.
Yes,
Yeah, them
yes.
to kiss me.
Okay, no, they don't have to, but they just do. But anyways,
Speak your truth.
no. But no, I'm kidding. But like, yeah, you know, and it's funny enough. Like, I have a high shame kind of. I'm gonna tell the truth about who I am and what I'm like.
Mhm.
And yes, is there a priest in the house? I'm gonna find some. I got some oil I got some anoint oil from Aphrodisiac. Let me just, like church
Dab
days.
a little bit on your forehead.
Right here.
Oh, big up to Aphrodisiac.
So,
But,
oh,
That's
so you're
funny.
done. Sorry.
no, but like, I find, and I've said this before, in 2020, whatever, if a girl likes you and wants to give it to you, she gonna let you know.
Of course.
And I'm not gonna go and be out there with some like Fresh Prince, like, hey baby, you know, and doing all these things just because you want to smash. If I go up to you and I come talk to you, it's because there's something I seen in you that I think that you could be a potential partner.
Mhm.
There have been girls that it started like it could be whatever. It's just gonna be just, you know, a ting,
Right.
and then it's like, wait, like, she's kind of dope, and then you see where it could go. Do you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just what I'm like. I do not. Oh, I imagine you go up there and you just trying to. All you want to do is hit, and then you're going and trying to do all kind of things. To me, that's embarrassing.
To me, that's a turn
To me,
off.
that's
Like,
shit.
if I can
I
tell
don't
that you're
know.
trying, I'm walking away. I'm walking away.
You heard it here, folks.
Nah. Yeah. People only give a version. Ooh. See, if your whole truth requires trust. But here's the thing, though. As a dude, you have to be authentic. Like when most women, like if you see it, like when I see a girl that I want to give my life to, I gotta put it out there. At least that's my opinion. I can't, like, I find that as a man, you really gotta bear it. She has to earn your trust. As a guy, you gotta put that out there and be vulnerable. If she's worth it.
Right.
If she's worth it to you, you know when a guy thinks you're worth it, he's going to be like super, he's going to tell whatever you want to know. Here, I'm going to let you know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He's going to let you know. You're going to ask him questions. He's not going to be like, well, you know that meme where it's like, well, I was like, like he's not doing that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's maybe I'm just different from other people, but I go off of energy. And if I ask you a question and you are kind of telling the half truth, I can kind of tell. And I'll ask you more questions just to kind of get it out of you. So
here's the thing. This is one of the things. Sure, it might seem like she said that's unrealistic, but I don't necessarily. I'm not coming in asking her a bunch of questions. I'm not.
Yeah, it's a conversation. It's a conversation.
You know what I mean? But for me, it's gonna be like when we start talking, because it's most likely the girl's gonna want to see what kind of dude is this.
Exactly.
Because and I'm sorry, I realize that a lot of, like, even the dirtiest of dudes, the interactions can start the same.
Yeah.
It can start the same. But, like, hopefully the intuition, that's how you guys find out. Or some of these guys some people just get burned by sociopaths and psychopaths. And that's a real, very real thing. You know what I mean? But, like, at least for me, like, I'm just open with it. If you judge me on it, you don't want to talk, you miss out a good dude.
I'm the same way.
If it's a relationship, dude, I believe I'm a good dude. Like, I want to keep growing. And I think that people need to be at that same flex. And in most cases, guys are the ones that aren't trusted at first. You know, and if he really wants, he's going to tell you, he's going to be open.
Exactly.
Tell you some things about himself, and that's one of the biggest signs. Hold on, let's see what this says. Most women I know never give the whole truth on any. Only person I ever have had the honor of knowing about me. Everyone else gets bits and pieces. If she is smart enough, she will figure it out. You're lucky, brother. Or you just don't have big dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, for mine, my stuff was bad. Like, 9 years ago, it was bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. So, I'll tell you real quick, this is who I am, but I'll let you know, this is what I learned, and this is where I'm at now. And again, then you can put in there, and she's smart, she'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna sit there and you have a man being like super authentic with you, being super real with you, and you're like, nah, that's your choice. But you know what I mean? Like, that's I find that when you hear girls talking about when they have their issues with men, he a bum, he don't work, or he womanizes, or he's not serious. And I look at it like, at our age, you're dealing with women that have children. You deal with women who are older. I'm not saying no one needs to be a Kleenex carrier for them or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, I remember my cousin. I was talking to this one girl a few years ago. My cousin was like, "Listen, if you're not serious, she has children. If you're not serious, then like, leave her alone."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not to say that if she's young, you can mess with her, but no, I'm not saying that. But that's a thing. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least you know that you went into it authentically and you had real intentions. Like for me, I know that I realized after I was just doing my thing, and I realized like, yo, I want to be in a relationship. You know, the whole just going out there and doing the thing. While it is fun, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, it wasn't fun, but it's fun, but it's empty.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
nothing like connecting with somebody and getting, you know what I mean, like that person that knows you.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing like that. Like to me,
Yeah.
at least. You know.
Yeah.
Um, And then I just think that if you want that thing to work, you have to be authentic. If you want her to, and if you want that thing to work, she has to trust you. And if she's gonna trust you, you have to be authentic.
But that's where the communication, that's where trust, and that's where I had the word in my head. But that's where it all comes in. If you don't have that, then what do you have?
Straight,
Right?
you know.
I had another word, but I can't remember right now.
Like even
So
when
we are
even when it was things that were serious. If it was a serious, she know it wasn't serious.
exactly. And it's work.
Right.
A relationship is work. If you both can't put in the work,
I'll never forget, man.
yeah.
Maybe I know I was very naive, but I'll never forget. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was just talking about he's married and he's happy, and he's just talking about how I thought he was getting all these girls on just straight charisma because he was charismatic. But he was just like, oh, when you start telling a girl that you want to marry her, and then you'd be surprised how quick.
Okay. See,
And I was just like, no. Oh. I was like, so you're just straight, fully lying and getting in the thing. Again, naive.
that is creep vibes. Like, what? You just met the girl. Why are you telling her that you want to marry her? No.
But you'd be surprised. Guys tell you, oh my God,
You know what?
I've
There
seen
are
you
some
for
people
years,
who
and I was in love with you from then and that. I thought when girls hear that stuff, that's what makes them run. I thought that was what makes them run. Dude, don't go, oh, ever since I saw you, I loved you and I wanted you. I thought that was the stuff that she'd be like, not when he was like, yo, I was dogging it. I was horrible. But yo, you know what I mean? I see you, I like you. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, but that's what's making them run. But the fairy tale stuff is the thing that some people are sticking around for when there hasn't been any kind of indication of like what up, you know what I mean? If a guy is over 40 and he's single, he better have a reason. And he better have you ever gone to a job and you had a big gap in your resume? They're gonna ask you, what were you doing?
Yeah.
What were you doing all them years? What you were working? What were you doing for money?
Yeah.
I look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 40 something with kids. You're gonna see me with my kids. You're thinking my wife is at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, homeboy plays the game different. See, he was a Toronto man. He's playing the game different. After living in Japan for a long time, so I can't knock the hustle. Please explain that, Greg.
While Greg is explaining that, we're gonna end our stream pretty quick here. Have you guys thought of your confessions?
Let's ask
I gave you a bunch
if
of
they have any confessions first.
The viewers, do you guys have any confessions? Because you guys saw the posts. These are my confessions. I can't sing. I
want Greg's confessions. Come on, Greg. Greg was over there in Japan, had like 3 wives and shit. Like, come on, Greg.
Today, when I was at work, I was playing my music and that song came on. I was like,
oh, what are you saying, Kiki?
Greg promising Canadian papers in Japan.
Oh my gosh. No, I said earlier today I was at work and I was listening to some music and that song came on, Confessions. So I was like, huh.
So I'll tell you something, Kiki. Something you need to confess?
That's your confession, Kiki.
Oh, I think it's just saying that someone here needs to confess something, but it's not.
What about you there, Kiki?
She's a nun. You remember?
After I heard the song, I was really thinking, I'm like, yo, what am I gonna come on here and tell my peeps? I got nothing right now. So we might got to do like a pop-up show in the summertime. Maybe I'll have something to tell by then. Who knows?
Oh. Okay. Kiki has plans for the summer.
I never said all that, but maybe something will come to mind. What about you? Oh, Greg, for example. Japan women will fall for some BS, throw on a British accent, and make up some stuff like, I know Beckham, and panties get tossed
Wow.
your way.
Wow.
All right.
Oh,
Daniel said,
snap!
hot girl summer. Hot girl summer. Hey.
Greg out there talking about I was Beckham's Beckham's bodyguard for a
Bodyguard.
number of years. Ain't no big deal.
I can't.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Whew.
Strong
Tim,
man.
any confessions? Oh, that last drink hit, huh? That last. No,
It doesn't have to
open
be
confession.
nothing like crazy, yo. Let me think of something.
I could say like here in Morinville there was like 3 gas stations I used to go to with my friends, and we just steal like chocolate bars.
Thief!
It was easy.
Lord. Teeth.
Okay, here's what. If you're talking, I was like, I don't know, probably like 11, and I remember one time. This is an even embarrassing confession. I don't know why. I just realized like you could like use a stone and let the air out of somebody's tire, and I would just do it just because like. But then a security guard caught me, and then told my mom,
Say
"Listen, the beating I got.
I could imagine.
I don't know what's wrong with him. I raised it up teeth. Oh God, the beating. She beat me with an extension cord.
Wow,
Dang.
you got it.
I'm thinking when I was younger, there was this.
Mom's watching.
That I think she heard this before. There was like this little kitten, and I'm not like the biggest animal person. Like I'm not saying that I don't like animals. I do, but I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna have domesticated animals at my crib. But anyways, this was back in the Caribbean, and there was like this little kitten, and I was like playing with it, whatever, and then I like kind of tossed it in the air, and like it started off like innocent initially, because like when I first did that, I just thought I was playing with it, but then I realized, okay, after it kind of like fell back down, that okay, it's not doing too hot, and I was like, in my mind, like I was old enough to know, okay, that probably wasn't a good choice. I probably shouldn't have done that. But then I just kept playing with the kitten, and I was just kind of like tossing it up.
You know, this is the start of a serial killer story, right?
And yeah, and then like I think it was probably like a week or 2 after that, I heard that
the kitten met its demise.
it did, and then I felt so guilty because I was like, I hope it had nothing to do with like me playing with the kitten. But then I heard that there were some other kittens that died as well. So then I was like, okay, maybe it wasn't me. But so yeah, I hope Peter doesn't come for me after, I hope Peter doesn't come for me. But yeah, hey.
Oh my God.
Dania said
Kiki,
serial tendency.
Kiki, the kitten slayer.
Yeah. She said it
Oh my
was
God.
definitely me. You know what? I asked for forgiveness, like, the good Catholic girl that I was raised to be.
She's in her confession. I think I killed
Well, you know what? Okay.
I need to hear
Kiki's
Kiki's accent when she's a kid, okay?
Now that I just said that, I just remembered because I grew up Catholic, and we I think we touched on this last week about, confessionals and stuff like that. And when you're like preparing for like first communion and confirmation and those sorts of things, like you have to go to confession before, you can take that step. And I just remember, man, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I had the same issue that I do now. Like, we had to go to confession, and I'm like rocking my brain, like, yo, what am I gonna tell? What am
Meanwhile,
I gonna tell
the blood of
this
the innocent kitten rests on your shoulders.
Like, I'm really trying to think. I'm trying to think back. I'm like, what did I tell? Like, what did I tell the priest when I had to do that?
That is funny.
Yeah.
You're like, I finished the toilet paper and didn't replace it. Meanwhile, poor kitten is struggling.
I did feel really bad, though. I really did. So, hey.
Danny, your turn.
I said mine.
She stole chocolate bars from gas station.
You didn't kill nobody. You got to go again.
Whoa.
Wow.
I see how
Wow.
it is. I see how it is.
Okay, well then you go again, and I'll think.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't hear any of the
told y'all my
viewers
worst.
saying anything. You guys are
told
just
y'all my worst.
judging about murderer, blood up on your shoulder, all these sorts of things, and I don't hear none of you confessing anything in the comments.
Trust me.
You know what they say?
Well, no. We already know. Okay, so we know Greg was there hustling them poor Japanese women. We already know Greg was out there. He had like 6 wives. Everyone thought he was hanging out with
Beckham.
Beckham's wife and thing, telling him stories.
Piano tight in church.
She's actually a size 1, not a 0.
Tight, or what was I supposed to say? High? I'm confused.
I think so.
Played piano tight in church. You meant I played piano high in church. Is that what you?
I think that's what you meant.
What you?
I'm honestly trying to, because I could go really dark, and I don't think. Oh, drunk.
Come on, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Drunk.
Okay.
Semi-drunk. That's funny.
In the house of the Lord.
That's just like playing steel pan and Carrie West weekend. It's okay, Tanya. You'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm like, what's new? What's new?
Was that Carnival week? Everybody was drunk at church, trust me.
you get a pass.
My confession was my first fete I was 40. Here's a confession.
Dang.
First time I got drunk, I was 37.
Okay.
There you go.
Are you sure did you drink in the past and maybe just weren't aware that, hey, this is me drunk? Or like
there was one time where I was probably about 35.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could maybe say that, but like literally, like I never drank. Like I never drank.
Okay.
But that one was really drunk. It was at the Druid. It was my birthday. It was birthday. You know Darren, Big Darren?
Yep.
His birthday is January 5th. My birthday is January 7th.
Mm-hmm.
I went to karaoke. And then he had posted that it was my birthday like around the same time. I think I brought 7 or 8 shots before I even found a chair. Yeah. It's a good night.
It was a good time.
It's a good night. Those are good old days.
I took 15 shots in a row once, and it lasted.
You took 15 shots? And put them where?
Hey, there's another confession. When you're young and dumb.
But I feel like everyone's done that, because I had to do that for my 18. I took 18 shots. I do that for my 18th. And one for good luck.
You know what? That's a dangerous game. I don't really hear a lot of people do that anymore, but I know when I was in high school and stuff, it was like, yeah, you got to take as many shots as, you know.
Listen. Here's a confession. I thank the Lord that I never was on that flex when I was young. I would not have caught myself.
But you know what? At the same time,
I'd be one of those guys that are 40-something working in the bar. Guaranteed. My own mother told me, Lord God, if it wasn't for church, you'd be a DJ somewhere with 10 children. My mother.
Wow.
Thanks, Mom. Love ya.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
Well, since no one else wants to confess besides Tanya, I don't even think that's a confession, though.
And Greg Belt, Bad Boys,
And
moving
yeah.
Thailand. Just
Yeah.
go away.
Getting
Go away.
Japanese women for Canadian papers. I get
Yeah,
it.
trust me.
I was 16 in school uniform. Literally, first time I got wasted. LOL.
Wow.
Man, everyone was in school when they got drunk for the first time.
Yeah.
And here's me, 37, 4 kids.
That's okay. That's
Okay, I'll be
though.
honest. Since we're on the drinking topic, and my mom's here, so.
When was the first time everybody got drunk? How old were you the first time you got drunk?
Well,
17 at grad.
I was gonna say, like, there'd be times where, like, I knew, like I can tell I was tipsy, I was drunk or whatever, but I just played it off like I wasn't, if that makes sense. Like, like, oh my gosh, like, okay, Carrie West weekend. We weren't legal yet. And this was 2011, I think, Carrie West.
Wait a minute. Auntie June, you've never been drunk?
She'd lie.
Greg has never been drunk?
Sorry,
These are confessions. These are confessions.
You may, because you still have some consciousness or whatever, like, you're not blackout drunk, but you're probably tipsy and, like, you're drunk and you just feel like, oh yes, I just need to go rest. You're drunk. Legal don't count for carnival. That's funny. Where'd Tim go?
I don't know.
Oh, hopefully everything's okay. But I was saying, this Carrie West thing. I was like 17 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was an awesome day, like good vibes, but we weren't old enough to go to like the after parties and stuff.
Right.
And there was supposed to be like, this guy was supposed to have like an after party, and then something happened, and they were like, nope, we're not doing it anymore. Me and my friends were like, yo, we still wanna, like, our parents already said, yeah, you guys go to this party, so hey, we got the night free, we can go out or whatever. So one of our friends who was older than us, they actually, because we were downtown, we were by like a bunch of hotels and stuff, so initially we're like, yo, let's go and get a hotel room. Then we saw like some what's it called, like a limo. We saw a limo outside one of the hotels, so then we got a better idea. We're like, yo, what if we get a limo? So our friend who was legal was like, yo, let's book this limo. Went up to the guy. We were like, hey, can we book this limo for the night? The guy's looking at a bunch of us like, no, I'm actually here for someone, but I'll give you this number. Called the limo. Limo pulled up. We all got in. We drove around the city all night long and drank and had a good time in the limo.
Sounds like fun.
But then we all had to go home and pretend like we weren't wasted.
Wait now.
That was a fun night.
June, you remember this?
That Carrie West will go down in history. And like, me and my friends, like, we talk about that all the time. Like, it always comes up, and it's not even like people that I'm like super close with now. Like, a few of them are, but like for anyone who was there that night, it was just like one of the craziest, like, most beautiful nights you could ever experience.
That is amazing.
At that time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're just like, yo, like, we couldn't buy liquor. We had mad liquor in that limo, and it was just a good time. We're just driving around Edmonton in a limo.
That sounds great.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So there we go.
We need one. We're gonna have a so where it's like just drunk stories of drunkenness. Drunk story. They're hilarious.
They are.
June said,
We can do
no,
a pop-up over the summer.
Huh?
We can do a pop-up during Carrie West weekend.
During Carrie West. Listen, my first, was it 2018's Carrie West was the first time I ever had been on the road. Right? That was down in Calgary. That's Carrie Fest in Calgary.
Carrie Fest, yeah.
Yo, to go and find a place that was already open, buying liquor, and then just being on the road and drinking, like, I'm sorry, like, I've had a lot of fun in my life, but the drinking fun is another.
Yeah,
there's some really fun times that had nothing to do, but that's fun, man. I don't care what anybody says. Have fun.
All right, so we'll do a pop up, maybe Carrie West weekend.
Yes.
I have plans
Anytime I
for
go.
Carrie West weekend, so
Oh, okay, guys. She has plans for Carrie West weekend.
I have plans.
Just make sure that no one, like, you can play your pan and your drum. Tanya, that goes to you too.
Mhm.
Yo, listen. Okay, I
Save-
have a confession.
Save the drunk.
I have a confession
drunkenness
right
for
here.
after the performances. Okay?
Yes, after, please.
We don't
I
need to
have
be
a
playing
confession.
a
You were
song
high.
that's- We don't need to be playing
know
a
that.
song at 200 BPM.
That's not a confession, Tim.
We don't need
You
to be-
knew? I told you.
Everyone knew.
I lie.
We don't need to
Kendra.
play a song at 200
Kendra.
BPM that's supposed to be played at 95 beats
Thank
per
you.
minute.
Everyone
Just
knew.
saying. Okay.
Tanya, I want to. Everyone knew.
Okay, which Carrie West was this?
2019.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, on the Sunday,
It was
it
the
was the
Sunday.
Sunday.
It was the Sunday.
because the Saturday was perfect. The Sunday
Saturday
was off. And that right there, I said, yo, I'm never playing the drums altered again. Never playing the drums altered again. Because I knew it was off and I couldn't do anything
But
about it.
the thing is that in the moment, you were just like, no, because we're like looking back, like, yo, this man's speeding up the song. Like, tenor players, our hands are up there going. We're like, yo, everyone's looking at each other. We're looking at Calvin. Ayana's looking. Everybody's looking at each other. We're looking at Tim like, yo, you good? You
Oh,
good?
no.
And Tim's just
That's y'all confession. You
You know?
didn't even tell me.
But we were kind of like, yo, like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, you just played it off like it wasn't him. But it's all
I'm
good.
running around like, what's your problem?
We got through it. I still have some of those videos. Like, I look back and I'm like, yo, like, we were playing that song mad fast.
Fast.
About 200 though.
That was an exaggeration, but
But you know what? When you're already now, when we say something is at like 115 or 120 or 140,
There's been
it's
times
actually not. It's actually like when we're saying it's 120, it's actually 240. We're counting that at halftime. It's really fast.
Mhm.
Like some of them songs are really fast.
Yeah.
Because like
those tracks are fast.
because like a funk song, a fast funk song, halftime is 105.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's halftime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you tell a drummer 105, that's a slow jam. You know what I mean? 70, 80, those are slow jams.
So,
These songs are they're in the 200s. So if you're at a song that's at like let's say, what was that song? Patrice Roberts?
No Sweet for Days?
Sweet for Days. When you say, oh, that
That's the
sounds like 128. That's really like 236 or like 118. That's like 236, and that's fast.
That's a
So
fast
if I'm
song.
at 245, you guys are pooched. Like yeah,
We
you guys.
played it. We played that song.
You know what? That's what I'm
fast.
doing. When any one of y'all talk to me funny, if you guys don't say hi to me when I show up or something like that, you'll watch me play it fast.
Yo, everyone hears this, right? So if you see us up there sweating bullets, might miss a couple notes.
And you'll see
blame
me
it
like
on Tim.
you'll see me
Blame
like
it
this.
on Tim.
Some
You
guy,
see
yo.
me look at you. You definitely get a look from me. It may not be a bad look, but you will see me look at you for sure.
No man, I behave myself. Our gigs, I usually stay. I'm in time.
Yes.
I'm in time because now I don't do anything before the show.
Good.
I'm not really
That's-
drinking because I need. Yeah, my
You'll be
time.
drinking
Is,
afterwards. After we're done.
yeah, my time is pretty. It's almost robotic. Usually, my time's pretty good because if you look at me and you tell me, "Yo, slow that down," I could just slow it down like in the thing, like which is relatively imperceptible to like somebody who's listening.
Right.
But to somebody who's playing, 5 beats a minute is a lot.
Right.
Mhm.
So I miss when was the last gig we had? Like I think the last gig was me, Tanya, and
Diana.
Diana. Mm-hmm.
I think that's the last time I played.
Yeah.
I've been playing the drum
Danny
the
played
church
at
and
the
stuff like that.
Danny played at the art gallery on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That was fun.
y'all didn't want anything to do with me. It was like,
Tim, you
yeah,
should have seen the stage. The stage was literally this big.
mhm,
We had to play on the ground.
You trying to say I'm fat though?
No, like they had a podium. We had to move on the floor. There was no room on that stage for a drum set. I'm telling you.
So what did you guys use the drum machine?
No, I have tracks on my laptop.
We just did some background tracks and speakers.
Hurt.
Wow. Anyway, have a good night, everyone.
Yes, have a lovely night. Thank you so much for tuning in for season 2 finale.
Every single week. Thank you to the new followers.
Yes.
Love it. We may do pop-ups every now and then.
We love
So
the
tune.
comments. You know, it's summertime, you know, and hey, we'll probably
Listen. Friday night, 9:30.
Plug.
Soho. I'm doing 3 sets. It's gonna be off the chain. Riwo, Bernard Kilala, Enoch. Yo, it's only a $5 cover. Just come through.
Thank you so much. You have a great summer as well. Greg,
it's gonna be a really good time.
We'll see you. We'll run into you.
You'll definitely see the 3 of us around the city doing some stuff.
Bam.
Yes. Mic drop.
Oh.
Love y'all.
Have a good night, everyone. Have an
Thank you so
amazing
much,
summer.
Be
See you guys
safe
soon.
as always.
Yes.
Take care.
Take care. Bye, everyone.